Hello, my name is Mr. Bryce, and I'm with Susquehanna Valley High School in Conklin, New York, and today we're going to be solving literal equations. That means we're going to be solving for one variable, a letter, in terms of another. This is a very key idea. It reoccurs time and time again on the Common Core Algebra regions. So let's take a look at three different problems. Volume equals length times width times height. We are going to solve for W. That means we want W by itself. Well, a lot of people might want to divide by the length and then divide by the height, and that just causes a big mess. So what I'm going to do is I am going to commute using the commutative property of multiplication. So we have length times height times width. Now I'm going to associate, and I can divide by length times height, divide by length times height, and now I have my answer. Volume over length times height equals the width. I solved for W. So I am just doing the opposite of the operation that is there. If it says multiplication, I'm going to divide. If it says division, I'm going to multiply. So let's look at something, bumping it up a notch. I'm erasing. Solve for R. Now, a lot of you might say, oh, I'm just going to divide by pi, which you can do. We divide by pi, and then we get area over pi equals r squared. You might think that r is now by itself, but it's not. We have to get rid of the square. What is the opposite of squaring? Square root. So the square root of a divided by p equals r. You might think that that's the answer, but remember, there's a key thing here. What number squared? R squared equals 25. So what number squared equals 25? Everyone says, oh yeah, r equals 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. But you forgot the most important answer. Negative 5 times negative 5 also equals 25. So what number squared? Negative 5 squared is 25. So what does that mean? We can take the positive value and the negative value, so we have to put a plus or minus there. R equals the positive and negative value of a divided by pi. That's key. This is a very common question on the Algebra Regents exam. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Solve for base 2. Okay, so what do we have to do? Some of you might say, oh, distribute. A equals 1/2 b1 plus b2 times the height. We have to get rid of some things here. What are we trying to get rid of? We are trying to get rid of the half. We're trying to get rid of the b1 and the h. So we can get rid of the half first. We can get rid of the h first. Let's get rid of the 1/2 first. Multiply by 2. Why didn't I associate, commute, and associate and get rid of it all at once? Because we don't want to have a fraction inside of a fraction. 2a equals b1 plus b2 times the h. Now, let's get rid of the h. When we divide both sides by h, I get 2a over h equals what happens to the parentheses because the h goes away. Now there's nothing, no reason to have them. It's just b1 plus b2. Subtract the b1. Whatever you do to the right-hand side, you have to do to the left-hand side. So we're subtracting b1. Don't put it in the numerator. 2a over h minus b1 equals b2. Why do we want that? Well, in the real world, sometimes we want to know what one of the bases is. This tells us the second base in the trapezoid is twice the area divided by the height subtracting the first base. And there we have it. That is how to solve three very common literal equation problems. So in summary, when solving for a variable, it's just like when we have numbers. Just do the opposite operation until we have just our letter that we're interested in solving for on one side and everything else is on the other. If you have any questions, make sure you drop by my room or ask me in class.